What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing out there in the world? Happy Wednesday. This is Eric Brent, EB Crypto, coming to you guys to talk about value versus price. Today as I look at this cryptocurrency market, it is red, 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 red. Everything is bloody. When they say blood in the streets, I mean it has been bloody for the last 2, 3 years now. But I have learned so much about value versus price since being a real estate appraiser. It's giving me a different perspective on value versus price. So a lot of people looking at the price and everybody's running away from crypto. Oh my God, it's down right now. And this is only because we're trained wrong. We're trained the wrong way when it comes to investments, when it comes to this technology called cryptocurrency, which is really blockchain technology, which is the undergirding principle. And that's a whole nother page, it's a book that you need to understand. But right now is the time to buy. This is not the time to buy according to the public because the public only buys the news. What do I mean by that? You guys buy the news. When the news is out, oh my God, Bitcoin is now $200,000. Then everybody gonna want to, hey man, hey, EB know about crypto. Hey, EB, tell me about the crypto. That's not the time to get in. That sounds like the time to get in because the hype. We follow the hype. That's why I say we follow the news. It sounds like a good time to get in, but this is the time when a lot of people is selling some of their assets. Okay, this is the time to get in. I'm going to share a story with you guys that I found very interesting about the Rothschilds. We all know about the Rothschilds. But in the beginning, when Baron Rothschild was starting, he used to loan out money, just little small bits of money. He was a goldsmith. So a lot of people trusted him with the gold, and he would give them certificates for their gold. And those certificates become spendable at a lot of different places in their town. And so a lot of people knew that this particular person, Rothschild, was holding the gold. So if I got a certificate from Rothschild, then he must hold some of my gold. So a lot of these local stores would accept these certificates in exchange for goods and services. And they would go to Rothschild later on and receive the gold for that certificate to get payment. Okay. This was in the beginning of monies. And then there was a one time when Rothschild made so much money, he was trading on the stock exchange in Europe. And at the time when Napoleon invaded, he had a huge army. Napoleon was very, very dominant. He was one of the greatest generals in the art of war. And that's to be debated, but his strategies are in the art of war. He is one of the greatest generals of all times amongst other generals. But lo and behold, that's not my point. My point is the fear of him was so massive, the stock market in Europe crashed. It started to crash. And as stocks were crashing, Rothschild said, oh my God, buy that stock. How much is that one right now? Buy that one. It was like, well, it's crashing though. Everybody's running from the market. It's okay. Buy that one. Buy all of it. Oh, this other market is, oh, wheat is crashing. Oh, what? Wheat's crashing? Everybody's running from wheat. Buy up all the wheat. Buy up all the this, the that, all these different commodities. Rothschild was buying stocks and commodities. And it got to a point where he almost ran out of money. And he was buying everything up as everything was crashing. And the European government looked at him as a hero. Oh my God, he's saving the market. He's trying to keep the market from crashing. And God bless him. He's he's saving the market from crashing. And every time something is getting ready to just totally collapse, he buys it up. And every market that gets ready to totally collapse, he buys it up. And everybody looked at him as this hero. In fact, he got awards for this. But quite the contrary. Rothschild was looking at, oh my God, this is pennies on a dollar of what this value is worth. Everybody is selling, 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 and it created blood in the streets. And this is why he coined the phrase, buy when it's bloody in the street. Because when I share with you guys how this market looks right now, it is definitely blood in the streets. Look at this. Look at all this blood in the street. Look at this. Look at all this red, 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 red. You see a few greens, one green. Look at all that red, 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 green, green, red, 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 red. All that red. When it's bloody in the streets, buy. So to close this out, Rothschild made the bulk of their money by buying when it was red in the streets, when everybody was selling, when the masses was afraid, when everybody was selling, he bought all the stocks he could with the money he had. And then when Napoleon got defeated, chased back out of Europe, everybody started buying. Rothschild was the first one going, hey, Napoleon's gone now. Stocks are going to go back up. You know, he spread this rumor. Stocks are going to go back up. Now he's gone. He spread that rumor purposely because he owns a lot of the stocks. Brilliant. So when the stocks started going back up, and he owned all the stocks, he bought a lot of stocks, low. He made a global fortune, made him one of the richest men in the world. I'm making my point. I wrote a book called The Greatest Exchange of Wealth in History. It's going down right now, people. It's going down right now because 3 years now, the cryptocurrency industry has been bloody. Look at this. It's not going to stay low. It's not going to stay down. What goes down must come up. What goes up must come down. It's going to go back up because the functionality of this technology is valuable. Most people don't know the value because you're not programmers. The reason we missed Bitcoin in its inception because there was a programmer language. Most programmers caught it. They understood it. We didn't understand it. Only thing we understand is this: price. This is what we understand. We understand price. Let me go back to that. I'm sorry. We understand price. We don't really understand value. Most of us don't because we're not programmers. Programmers understand the value of this. I'm going to get into the value of this one day. I'm going to go more deep, but I don't want to go too much today. I don't want to take too much of your time because you know it's a lot to go into the value. I keep clicking the wrong stuff, guys. Excuse me. So look, here we go. Red. This is the time to buy. This is when millionaires are made, not when it sells. When people sell, when the market come back and you hear Bitcoin at 200,000, usually everything in the market follows Bitcoin as far as price. When Bitcoin goes up to 200,000, all those other altcoins are going to go up in value. And multi millionaires, thousands of millionaires will be made. And everybody's going to say, oh my God, the market is up. Millionaires are made. No, the millionaires were made in this market. They were buying now. Everything is a cause and an effect, an action and a reaction. This is the duality of the universe. The universe has a duality energy, negative and positive, light, darkness, action, reaction, yin and the yang. It's a duality, okay? So the cause right now is to buy. Right now, people need to be buying. You're not buying. You're not making me no money if you buy. You're not making me nothing. It's not benefiting me for you to buy right now. I'm just saying this is when millionaires are made. This is when the smart money is getting in. This is why BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity, Streetwise, all of these big major conglomerates are buying crypto right now while the little guys are running. Oh my God, it's red in the street. Get out of the streets. You guys are running and the big guys are buying right now. You know why? Because they understand when the market turn around. This is the effect of that cause. This is the reaction of the action they made right now in this market to buy at a low prices. Buy right now. See, most people want a quick come up. Everybody wants this quick come up. Everybody want to buy, boom, right away, make a bunch of money. That's happens sometime, but real investors look at a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5-year investments. This is real investment money. Okay. And just think about it. If you had to wait 4 years to make millions of dollars, most of you guys live your whole life and never make millions. Most of you guys live your whole life and probably never seen $200,000 at one time. So to wait 4 or 5 years to make possibly millions of dollars, come on, man, that's not worth it. This is delayed gratification. The best investments are delayed gratification, not immediate gratification. Immediate gratification usually is a scam. Hey, I said it. They're usually a scam. So you want to stay away from those. Real investments usually have to mature and take time. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. I'm just going to say, don't believe the hype. Don't buy when everything is hype, when the news is out and everybody is rushing to crypto. This is the time that you buy because markets are not going to stay low. I haven't seen these markets this low since 2016. 2016. It's not going to keep going down. Trust me. I'm looking at these charts every day, and it's pretty much at its all-time low. So if someone was to buy a massive amount of coins, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not going to tell you which coins to buy. You would have to get my personal one-on-one for me to tell you what coins I think are the most valuable right now to buy at pennies on a dollar that have the most potential to go up. I will tell you that in private sessions, but I'm just saying this is the time that millionaires are made. Okay. Now they may liquidate when the market changes, but they making their money now in the buy, not in the sell. The sell is a liquidation, but the buy is where you're making your money. Make sense? So I'm not gonna hold too much of your time no more, you guys. Hey, I love you guys out there. I'm always doing my best to help average people to level out the playing field, because right now, like I said, the multimillionaires and billionaires are buying crypto like you wouldn't believe. And I seen a guy just recently, a couple of days ago, make 300% the last 3 years on his investments. And this market been going up, down. Like I said, the market has been down for 3 years, and he still made 300% because he held on to these coins for 3 years. Wow. You're not going to get 300%. Nowhere in the banks. Nowhere in the bank they're going to get 300%. They might give you 1% on a CD a year. So to make 300% in 3 years is astronomically crazy. Just imagine putting in $1 million and in 3 years it's 3 million, or 100,000, and in 3 years it automatically is 300,000. That's crazy returns. That's crazy returns. And even though the market is down, this guy still made 300% because like I said, real investors look at a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line. But right now, cryptocurrency has did 100,000% in the last 10 years. So even though the last 3 years we had an all-time low, the last 10 years it represented 100,000%. Nothing in the world is doing that. Not S&P 500, not real estate, nothing. I think S&P 500 did 1,000% in the last 10 years. And that's the biggest gainer of all. I think gold did 100% in 10 years. 100% is terrible. Terrible. A terrible investment. But it's better than a CD. It's better than the bank. Okay? It's better than the bank because they're only giving you 1% a year when inflation is almost 7% a year. That's crazy. You got to be a fool to do that, to lock your money up for 5-10 years and only get 1% a year when inflation is almost 10% a year. I mean, that doesn't make sense economically. But with that, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. I'm gonna continue to give you guys little trinkets that I can to help people in this time and age. If they listen, they can make a lot of money if they position themselves the right way in this great exchange of wealth that's happening right now in the world, not just crypto and blockchain technology, but also in AI. There's a lot of different things that is changing that are catapulting people in positions of power. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. You guys, I'll see you on the next video. Deuces.